Hello and welcome to Maximize Your Morning Routine, self-care strategies that work for the busiest of moms. I'm excited to dig into this with you. My name is Karina Holden, and today we're going to be talking about self-care in your morning routine, or in other words, just getting put together for the day. I'm going to be sticking with my notes closely so that you get the most out of this time in the least amount of time possible. We're covering self-care in the ways that it affects your appearance and your presentation. So instead of talking about the side of self-care that encourages reading a good book or taking a bubble bath every once in a while, which are really important too, we're going to dig into more of the essentials that really go the extra mile when it comes to your overall presentation to the world each day. I want to get real, but I also want to get real practical. We're getting down to the basics like sleep, a shower, getting dressed, and putting on makeup, and how this basic self-care can have a huge impact on your life. I want you to walk away inspired, but also equipped with strategies and a workbook to create your perfect morning self-care routine so that staying in your pajamas until noon is an occasional treat instead of a daily necessity. So let's go ahead and get started. If you haven't already, make sure to download the self-care planner that comes with this workshop. I would wait until after the workshop to fill out your planner because I don't want you to miss the content that I'm teaching you during this presentation, but you can use the notes page on page 9 to write notes about what you learn in the next hour, and then afterwards you'll use the rest of the workbook to implement what you learn for yourself. But before we get started, let me just show you a couple of pictures of my family and my website to give you a little bit of background. So I live in beautiful Washington State with my husband and 3 boys who are 5, 3, and 1. And their names are Ransoms, who is 5, Clark, who is 3, and Remington, who is 1, almost 2. And as you can imagine, the littlest has to learn to put up with a lot. I started the website Front Fighters in 2016 when I was looking for a way to challenge myself as a new stay-at-home mom. Front Fighters is a website, blog, and community for moms that want to dress well on a budget. I had always tried to dress well, but there was a lack of both confidence and fashion savvy that left me wearing clothes that was dated or a size too large. I couldn't find a website that brought fashion down to the basics, at least not in a practical, easy way that applied to my lifestyle as a stay-at-home mom. So I really started Front Fighters both to help myself and to begin a movement among moms to reprioritize their self-care in a healthy, balanced way. It turns out I wasn't the only mom searching the web for a stay-at-home mom outfit ideas and style help. The response has really been overwhelming and exciting. Now here's what we're going to cover today: motivation and perspective for self-care, why self-care matters, and how you can get motivated to get put together every day. Number 2, how to create a doable self-care routine. And 3, strategies for getting put together faster in the morning. So, motivation and perspective for self-care. Why does it matter? Self-care has become a very popular topic online these days, but you want to believe that it's important for you, not just because lots of people recommend it. You want to have your reasons be personal. You want to know why, if you're going to make it a habit to get put together each day, why it matters. So that's why I want to take this first section and talk about the significance of it in your life and why it really does matter. A couple of common questions or objections to self-care are: is self-care selfish? Is it vain to care about your appearance or what you wear? So in order to answer these, I feel like we have to bring in the proper perspective first, so we will come right back to these questions later. So before I dig into what I have for this section, think about it. What do you think is your strongest motivation for prioritizing self-care? Okay. Let's talk about the relational impact of getting put together. The act of getting ready for the day is relationally powerful. First off, it blesses your family, your husband, and your children. It starts with your husband. When I take care of getting dressed, showered and dressed in something cute, it really blesses my husband immensely. Why? Because he loves to see me take care of myself and do well. Guys are visual, but they also really care about their wives being healthy and self-initiating. As newlyweds, we made this a priority. So why should that change? 2, 10, 20 years later, your husband still cares to see that you make your self-care a priority. It still blesses him to see that you put some thought into this. And it also blesses your children. I still remember the feeling of energy I felt as a kid when my mom would come out of her bedroom with pretty clothes and a new application of lipstick. She even seemed to look happier. She felt pretty, and it showed. Another way to think of it is think about how a clean, beautiful home can be a blessing to your family. They feel relaxed and refreshed when they're in an orderly home, as opposed to a cluttered and chaotic one. You're like a home to them. Taking care of yourself makes that home so much more of a blessing to them. And second, it sets an example. For your girls, for example, do you want your daughters to take care of their bodies and appearance? Do you want them to dress modestly and femininely? If you dress the part, then they're going to more easily follow along. And for your boys, do you want your sons to grow up and look for a woman who cares about herself and dresses with class? If you're that woman, that will be more of their natural inclination to look for that as well in their wives. And for others, beauty just inspires. It shows others in your life that you have not stopped embracing your femininity even when the years roll on and life gets busy. Taking care of yourself makes a bold statement that you are someone that has a healthy sense of self-worth. And here's a powerful question to ask yourself in this regard. Would I want my dearest friend or family member to treat themselves the way that I'm currently treating myself? It's something to ponder. Another relational impact it has is that it opens up opportunity. Do you want to become more approachable? Do you want to land a job that you just interviewed for? Or your appearance really can be that door of opportunity. Ask yourself this question. If I stumbled upon myself for the first time, what 3 words would I use to describe the first impression? I've heard that 55% of first impressions are based upon how we look. 38% is based on how we sound. Only 7% of first impressions are based on what we say. And maybe it shouldn't be that way, but that's just the way it is. And ladies, you have a lot to offer other women out there. You are always ahead of someone in your life with experience and wisdom to share. If we can create a more receptive audience by simply minding our appearance, wouldn't it be worth the effort? So what was the relational impact of self-care? So that was the relational impact of self-care. Now let's talk about the practical impact of self-care. This is what women rave about the most when they email me. When you get dressed, you feel better about how you look. The result is a better mood and a mental switch that makes it easier to be productive. In essence, when you look good, you feel good and you're ready for anything the day holds. If you need to run errands, unexpected guests at your door. And this is powerful. Do you want to get more done in your day? Do you want to be a more joyful wife or mom? Taking time in the morning for a self-care routine is more than just about your appearance. It straight up improves your life. Besides these relational and practical benefits, there are many others that may be more personal to you. What motivates you? Tap into your beliefs and make note of other reasons that self-care matters to you. This serves as your motivation to persevere until morning self-care becomes that habit that's natural. So let me just take a moment to share one of my personal motivations as an example of how you can draw from your core beliefs to motivate your self-care. A huge motivation for me comes from my faith. In essence, I believe God made me a woman and that He appreciates beauty and that He put an innate taste for beauty in me. And I know that giving my appearance proper priority actually brings Him glory because I'm taking care of the body He gave me and I'm celebrating my femininity. This core belief for me offers a foundation to fuel my efforts in self-care and it keeps it in balance as well. So look for those core beliefs that can support your desire to make self-care a priority again. Now let's go back to the questions earlier about whether self-care is selfish and vain. In light of what we just discovered, I would argue that you could turn the questions on their head. Isn't it selfish to not present our best to the world by caring for our bodies properly? Isn't it wasteful to live at less than our best presentation when there is so much to live for? And in truth, your body is a gift. You should steward it by taking care of it. Your life is an opportunity. You should present your best to the world. And certainly anything can be taken too far. Self-care can become an obsession. It can take too much of our time. But in proper balance, self-care is a tool. And the way I like to think about it is the self-care practices that I do every day, whether that's putting on makeup or getting dressed or shaving or whatever it is, I'm doing it in order to glorify God best with my life, to bless the people in my life, my husband, my children, my friends and family, my followers in my business. I present myself in a way that really blesses them, and I return the praise to God, and I don't take all the credit for the beauty because I realize that God created beauty and He is the one that deserves the praise. So kept in that balance, it really can be a powerful and even biblical approach to self-care. So the way I've summed it up is your body is a resource. Use it, embrace it, maintain it, and that is powerful. Okay, so now let's get to the super practical part of this workshop. How to create a doable self-care routine. How to prioritize, plan, and work your routine. So we know our why. We have the fuel to get us going, the fire under our buns, so to speak, to get us excited about getting put together in the morning. But then there's the reality of life. If you're struggling to simply brush your teeth in the morning before the kids are clamoring for breakfast, how are you going to find time to wash your face and much less find something cute to wear? I'm going to walk you through 3 steps that will make this happen for you. And remember that in the last section, I'm also going to give you lots of strategies to make your morning routine super fast. Here are the 3 steps we need to work through. Step 1, choose your self-care priorities. Step 2, set your goals and expectations for daily, weekly, and monthly self-care activities. And step 3, plan your perfect morning routine. And by the way, your workbook will walk you through these steps so you can take some time to complete them after the workshop. So step 1, choosing your priorities. In a minute, we're going to look at a list of typical self-care activities you can use to feel more put together in the morning. But before we do, let's talk about making this doable. A repeatable routine is built on a strong foundation. I call this foundation the foundational 3 of self-care. The first 3 types of self-care you need to prioritize are sleep, nutrition, and fitness. All of these are key to the energy you need to even have the mental capacity to care about a morning routine. If you're in a season of sleep deprivation, you need to just focus on getting some sleep. Whether that's carving out time for a nap, asking for help, or going to bed earlier, you need to aim to get your 7 to 8 hours of sleep or whatever it is your body needs. I know that watching Netflix late into the night sometimes feels like the most therapeutic thing you can do after a long day, but in reality, you're hurting yourself by stealing from your sleep. So do enjoy TV, but in moderation so that you can get the sleep that you need. If you try to start a morning self-care routine while sleep deprived, you're going to quickly lose motivation. Your body is craving sleep, and focusing on meeting that need is your first step. Nutrition is the next key to energy, and you need energy if you're going to get out of bed and do your hair and makeup. It's just that basic. So pay attention to what kinds of food make you feel great the day after you eat them, and which ones drag you down. I notice a huge difference when I eat low sugar and grain-free. I'm basically bouncing off the walls with energy compared to dragging my feet, so don't neglect this. And finally, there's fitness. Exercising further strengthens and energizes you. When you are exercising, you also feel better about your body, and that can help motivate you more towards self-care. And by the way, don't get overwhelmed by this. Sometimes working fitness into your busy routine can mean just putting the kids in the stroller with a snack right before dinner and going on a run as a family, or packing dinner and going on a hike. Make your lifestyle active, and you're going to enjoy fitness a lot more naturally. In your workbook, I give you a place to plan some easy next steps to help you have some wins in each of these 3 important areas. So now let's talk about the actual morning self-care activities that are going to make a difference for yourself and your family, and we're going to prioritize these. The to-do list for complete body care and self-presentation is kind of enormous. There is so much that goes into the care of our bodies and appearance, and it can get overwhelming way too fast. So if you try to do all the things every day, you would quickly become overwhelmed and burnt out. Here's a list of everything. Fitness and exercise, morning supplements or tonics, cleanliness, just showering, hygiene, face washing, brushing teeth and flossing, shaving, hairstyle, makeup, getting dressed, facial skincare, makeup removal, moisturizing, exfoliating, body skincare, lotion and sunscreen, waxing, eyebrow shaping, haircuts, hair color, nail trimming, nail polish, foot callus, and cuticle care. Wow, that is a lot. Here's the good news. You don't have to do it all, or certainly not every day. The key is to decide on the aspects of self-care that matter to you and make the most difference. So some of these aspects of self-care pack more of a punch than others. For each person, it's different. For the most part, I stay, for example, brunette because it's free and it requires no maintenance, and I like it. I have blonde leg hair, so I only have to shave them once a week, but makeup is a daily must, along with my clothes and hairstyle. Maybe for you it's nails or makeup that you decide are not crucial. Be okay with letting those things go and only use them to spice up your self-care on occasion. If you're not sure what you should focus on, go over the list with your husband or a trusted friend. Ask them which of those things they notice go a long way for you. Choose a handful that matter for you, or you want to have mattering for you, and mark these in your workbook. So in step 1, we choose the priorities from the big list. Step 2 is to take those priorities and then decide how often you want to use them. What do you want to do daily? What can you do weekly or monthly? Maybe even just quarterly. And another note about realistic expectations. When you assign a self-care activity to daily, it doesn't mean you literally will attempt to do those things every single day. If you did, you would burn out and it wouldn't be sustainable. I work 1 or 2 off days into my sort of weekly routine, where I do the basics like getting clean and maybe some mascara and under eye cream. But on those off days, I wear comfy clothes and I throw my hair in a messy bun. For me, that's usually a Thursday because I'm just wishing it was Friday already and Saturday. And of course, there's those weeks where everyone in the house is sick and the expectation is going to be way low. Really, it's about creating a habit of wins, not forcing something that is unrealistic. So in assigning things to your daily, weekly, and monthly slots, also allow yourself off days in there. Once you've decided what is important to you on a daily basis, you can start creating a doable routine. So that's step 3. Plan your perfect morning routine. Routines make front fighting easier by taking the extra brain power out of the steps in your self-care. Because a routine is habit-based, you're not making decisions as much as following a preset standards. You want a routine to stick around in the long run. So creating an elaborate packed routine is pointless because it won't stick. It needs to be doable. Maybe right now you have no routine and you just need some ideas to get in one place or to get one in place. Or maybe you have somewhat of a routine in place, but you really want to make it more efficient. You can work on either. Now you're going to use your list of daily priorities and you're going to write up a couple of ideal morning routines. Again, you can use your workbook for this. Here are a couple of examples. So morning routine A might be to wake up at 6 a.m. and total prep time would be an hour. Okay, this is one of the longer routines. So brush your teeth, have some lemon water, work out, shower, do a wet hairstyle, meaning style your hair while it's still wet without blow drying, 5-minute moisturizer and makeup, and then put on an outfit. So what made that longer is you have a workout in there. Or morning routine B, wake up at 6 a.m., get ready in 20 minutes. So let's say you showered the night before. You just brush your teeth, wash your face and freshen up, do a 5-minute moisturizer and makeup, straighten your hair, and put on an outfit. So that's a couple examples of how you can kind of work out some morning routines that work for your stage of life right now. Now I want to get even more practical because if you're attending this webinar, it's probably because you struggle to get put together regularly. And in this section, I'm going to go over some strategies and hacks to make your morning self-care so much easier and faster. I'm going to cover time savers for getting dressed, time savers for hair and makeup, and general routine-related time savers. And now let's go over some time savers for getting dressed. The first one is declutter and refresh your wardrobe. If you're going to find something to wear easily, you need to pare down your clothes to the very best. Then we assess what's left and fill in the gaps with pieces that will help create a lot more outfit variety. I also recommend only keeping the current season of clothes at hand and storing the opposite seasons in another closet or at least in the back of your closet so it's out of the way. I don't want to take a ton of time going over how to declutter and update your wardrobe because I have blog posts and an ebook that walk you through all of this. You can grab the year-round outfit guide for moms that walks you in detail through each of the steps of decluttering your wardrobe so that you can have that list of essentials to figure out what you need to have in there after decluttering to fill in the gaps. And that will allow you to have a ton of really easy on-hand, casual but cute outfits to wear. Here's a sneak peek at the items on the essentials list from the book. So I covered tops, a chambray button down, a long sleeve striped tee, a basic white tee. Are these things that you have in your wardrobe? Or pants, do you have some neutral jeans? Maybe your neutral jeans are black jeans. Do you have some light wash and dark wash jeans? Shorts and skirts. Do you have some print shorts as well as denim shorts and neutral ones and color shorts that can really create that easy variety in the summer? Even completer pieces, the different kinds of cardigans that you can have. Do you have these to create some variety in your outfits really easily? So I provide these suggestions just as a framework, but you can take what you like and write up your own list that takes your own style preferences and body shape into account. You make notes and you just swap away. Make it yours using the printable checklist in the book. And you can take that list and shop your freshly decluttered closet, checking out the items you already have, and then what's left unchecked becomes your shopping list. In the year-round outfit guide book, I also talk about creating a clothing budget that works for your family so that once you've decluttered your closet and pared it down, you will immediately, you're going to notice that you have some gaps to fill, so you can use that clothing budget to fill them. But you're going to already find, even before you shop, that it's just a lot easier to find something to wear in the morning because your closet is decluttered. Let's make it even easier though. In the book, you also get outfit ideas. So you can use those outfit ideas to figure out some easy ways, to learn some easy ways to put your clothes together so that you're ready to go on errands or anything, or even if you're just home for the day, you feel a lot more put together and your mood is improved. So the next time saver for getting dressed actually happens at night. So while the outfit guide does make it super easy to put a cute outfit together in the morning, You can take this a step further and browse the outfit guide before bed each night, or use our outfit calendar, which sort of lays them out for the whole month, every month of a year, what you should wear. Just take a look at that and pick what you're going to wear and lay those pieces out at the end of your bed or on your dresser. And many women take this even further, and they pick their outfits from the calendar or from the book for the whole week in advance, and they just use hangers to put those together and hang them in their closet. So by doing this, there's literally zero excuse to not get dressed, and you feel like a superwoman putting something adorable on each day. So now on to number 4, creating a personal outfit gallery of your favorite go-to outfits. When you wear an outfit that you feel really good in, or the pieces work really well together, make sure to take a selfie, either with the flipped camera, and raising your arm, or using a full-length mirror, and keep those on a folder on your phone. And then on rush days, just flip through the gallery on your phone and pick some of those, something from those favorite outfits, because you know it's going to work and you've tried it before. And finally, time saver number 5 for getting dressed is to repeat outfits. That's right. I'm giving you permission right now to wear the same thing twice if you loved how it looked and it happens to still be clean. If part of the outfit needs to go in the laundry, then swap that piece out, but keep the rest the same. This saves time because you already know that you like how you feel in those pieces, and you don't have to put them away at night. Your outfit is already laid out. I do this a lot. The goal is not about looking different every day. It's about getting put together every day with as little effort as possible. So you probably heard about how Steve Jobs used to wear the same outfit every day to simplify his life. Well, I couldn't do that because I'd be bored super fast. But you can take the same concept and at least repeat outfits once or twice a week. Okay, we're getting close to the end here, and I want to share some of the time-saving hacks that you've shared. But now let's go on to time savers for hair and makeup. First of all, find your go-to day makeup. I have a 3-minute makeup routine that I do every day. I don't have to think about it or fiddle with it. I know it works and it lasts all day. And you can find that video on my blog, just looking up makeup routine. You may first need to find makeup products that you love. Our Facebook group, Front Fighters, the official Front Fighters group, has lots of threads about this, lots of people recommending what they like, so you definitely check that out. And then you can also just go on YouTube and watch a few easy day makeup videos to get some ideas. And then practice the few things that you're going to do until it becomes really fast and easy for you, and try to do the steps in the same order each time. Number 2 is to shower the night before. This way your hair is dry in the morning and you can run a straightener or curling iron through it quickly without spending time blow drying. I almost never blow dry my hair. On mornings that I shower, I just either air dry it or I do a hairstyle with it wet, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And number 3, don't wash your hair every day. Even if you shower every day, don't wet your hair. Just use a shower cap. The reason for this is that you can take 15 minutes one day to straighten or curl your hair, and it's going to last you styled for several days rather than just one. Now I know you're probably thinking, I can't go more than 2 days or 1 day without washing my hair because it's so greasy. But this just basically means you need to train your scalp to release less oil. Over a few weeks, your hair is going to start to stay cleaner for longer periods of time. I had very greasy hair and went through the training process, and now I can go 4 days easily without washing my hair, and it doesn't look like a grease bomb. If you work out a lot, you can apply dry shampoo before you work out to avoid really greasy hair, and then shower with a shower cap. And the self-planner workbook that you have has a link at the end for a day-to-day guide on how to train your hair to be less greasy. So achieving this is huge to hair that looks styled all the time with so much less time commitment. And number 4 is to braid your hair before going to bed for instant texture the next day. Separate your hair in 2 pigtails. Then do a French braid starting close to your forehead on both sides and tie it off with a hair tie. The next morning, run your fingers through your hair, but don't brush it out. Rebraid more loosely, or do a mom bun, or do a half up with most of it down. The texture gives you an instant do that is really cute. And if you don't do a French braid, if you don't know how to French braid, just look it up on YouTube. It's really quite easy if you practice. As you can see there, the instant texture can just be really easy. And you don't have to do anything else with your hair. And number 5 is to learn a few wet hairstyles. So what is that? Well, there's going to be days when you showered in the morning and you don't have time to blow dry or let it air dry before styling it. A wet hairstyle is a style that you can do without blow drying your hair, and it looks cute as your hair dries. I have a blog post on the blog with tons of tutorials for cute hairstyles that you can do on wet hair. So look for a link on the last page of your workbook. I also have that link for the my easy makeup routine. If you learn a couple of these that work for your hair type, it's going to give you a fast way to look put together even right after a shower. And this is a must for busy moms. Okay, lastly, let's talk about a few general time savers for the routine that you're building. First of all, set a timer for yourself. Before starting your hair, taking a shower, or doing your makeup, set a timer on your phone and try to beat it. You'll be surprised how fast you can get it done. Do that for a few weeks, and getting ready fast will become a new habit. And number 2, complete your prep routine in a logical progression of steps. So rather than jumping from brushing teeth to using the toilet to removing your makeup to getting undressed for the shower, you can shave seconds or minutes off by thinking smart. So try to think in steps that build on each other to avoid repeating actions. Here are some examples and their alternatives. So random steps might be to brush your teeth, then use the toilet, then wash your hands, then get dressed, then wash your face, then do your hair and makeup, and then apply moisturizer and makeup. But with this order of steps, you get your hands wet 4 times. 4 separate times you're leaving the sink and doing something else. So a random progression of steps also tends to change each morning, and it's requiring extra brain power to decide what to do next. So you waste time getting ready really feels like a burden. So instead, you can batch all of your sink activities and streamline the steps in logical order that is repeatable. So here's an example. You can use the toilet first, then you wash your hands, brush your teeth, and wash your face, all those things that require the faucet. And then you apply your moisturizer and makeup, you do your hair, and you get dressed. And once you find a logical progression of steps that works for you, just repeat it daily until it becomes a habit, and it's going to be a lot easier to stream through those on even the groggiest of mornings. Number 3 is to combine activities. So we're all multitaskers after all. When you can't get ready in the morning, just innovate. It's okay to do your hair and makeup by wherever your kids are playing. I do that probably a third of the time. Do your nails while watching a movie with the family. And for batch activities, try to do all of your morning routine at the same time. Resist the temptation, if you can, to break away and finish parts of it later. It just ends up taking much longer when you get put together in stages throughout the day, and it also feels way more annoying. In the morning, just push through and do your hair, makeup, clothes all at once. If you are already in the bathroom, don't skip your makeup. Just get it all done together as often as possible. It really does save you time. And the same goes for your evening routine. In the evening, get into your pajamas, brush your teeth, remove your makeup and moisturize it all in the same time, and you'll get it done a lot faster and not feel like it's a drawn, long process. So that's it. Thanks for joining me for this workshop. The next thing you'll want to do is, if you can right now, go ahead and take a few minutes to go through your workbook, and you're going to be figuring out what are those self-care activities that make the biggest difference for you and that you want to try doing, and then schedule those out for yourself, and also think of some doable morning routines that you could try to start, and then start those tomorrow. And it's okay to give yourself a day or two of an off day, in the week where you're not doing that routine. It's important to rest and not to constantly be going. But give yourself a week or two, and you're going to instantly start to see how you feel more productive, your mood is improved, and you're probably going to start getting also compliments from people. And that should fuel your energy to keep trying this routine and keep it up. So thank you for joining me again, and have fun doing your workbook.